Today we're talking about how to shop for Christmas on a tight budget, because this year Mauricio and I are going to be on a super tight budget. And I know this year, back in July, Mauricio and I put out our Christmas budget for this year, but that is definitely changing because we made that budget back in January of this year, and that was before all of 2020 happened. So everything is changing and we are clamping down the Christmas budget in a big way. So let's go over how you can shop for Christmas on a tight budget. So number one is obvious, make a budget. And I have a template over on my website, and I'll put the link down in the description box. And it gives you a whole bunch of ideas of things that you're going to have to be planning for in your Christmas budget. It goes for everything from like dinners and potlucks to pictures with Santa and a Christmas dress and all of those things that you might be doing. So having a budget will keep you on track a million times more than if you don't have any sort of plan at all. That's how people get into real danger when they spend Christmas just willy-nilly and worry about it in January. My second tip is one that I have used for a million times, and that is shop secondhand. So for example, 2 years ago, we gave Melina a brand new bike for Christmas, and we had gotten that for less than $50 on Facebook Marketplace. And it was one of those brands that is pretty high end and was still in the stores for, I want to say it was like $400 new. So she got a bike that she never knew somebody else had used, and it saved us so much money. Number three, this is one that Mauricio and I are doing this year, and that is we are not exchanging gifts between the two of us. We have decided that our financial goals are far more important than some little Christmas present that we can get when we have reached our financial goals. Number four, we are definitely taking advantage of online sales. They are everywhere. A lot of places are having sales. So once you know what you're going to buy, you can keep an eye on getting the best price for it. And you know, if it's something you would get on Amazon, you can use a plugin like Camel to figure out what the best price for that particular item is. Number five.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Did you tell your audience about recording a whole video, like a 30-minute video without the mic on? I know, I'm just thinking about being honest with your audience.
If we're going to be honest with my audience, my husband is a pain in my butt. Yes, I did record this video. This is the second time I'm recording this video because I forgot to push the record button on my mic. Number five, shop in stores that are struggling. And this year, everybody is struggling. So some stores have this massive amount of inventory and they are trying very, very, very hard to get rid of it. So the prices are dropping all over the place. Number six, young kids don't care. Kids love the idea of Christmas and they love the idea of bulk, but they don't know about cost. So if you are a bulk Christmas shopper, you could give them 5 Dollar Tree puzzles and they would probably be ecstatic that Santa came. So think about the total you want to spend versus the number of gifts you want to give, especially when you're talking about little kids. Now, as kids get older, they do understand. And that's when you need to explain to them that, hey, you can get 20 $10 presents, or you can get one $200 present. Number seven, reuse your old decor. You do not need new Christmas stuff every year. Absolutely not. You do not step into Hobby Lobby because you don't need that. You can use everything you used last year. And if you want to have a live wreath, then make your own. There are tons and tons and tons of tutorials online, and you can go outside and cut some branches off the holly bush and make a really awesome Christmas wreath. Number eight, this one is legitimately a struggle for me because I shop online, but that is use cash. So if you use cash and you leave your cards at home, you cannot overspend. It is physically impossible to overspend if you only take a certain amount of cash. And, you know, if you run out, and no more gifts get purchased. But the key to not overspending is leave all the cards at home. Debit card, credit cards, whatever, leave them at home so you can't overspend. For people like me who do the bulk of their shopping online, this obviously won't work. So my tip for you guys is that as you purchase a present, go log it into your budget and indicate that you have spent X amount, and that will help keep you on track. And I'm talking about as soon as you purchase it, not tomorrow, not the next morning, but like immediately after you purchase it, log it in. And that actually leads me to great tip number 9, and that is using Rakuten. So Rakuten, as you all know, is a plugin, and I'll leave a link for that in the description box. When you use it, if you log into their website and search for the item you're looking for, it will actually bring up the cheapest place for you to buy it. And it'll tell you, where you can get 10% back, where you can get 5% back, or who has the lowest price. And what ends up happening is you may find a slightly more expensive price, but the Rakuten money back is so much higher that it ends up being cheaper in the long run. Because as we all know, budgeting is about math, whether you like it or not. So if you spend $5 more and get $15 back, and you end up saving $10 from everybody else's price, you've still saved $10. That's pretty awesome. The next one is buy factory refurbished. You would not believe how much you can save. Amazon has a factory refurbished section, Apple, all the electronics, they all have factory refurbished sections, and their products are as guaranteed as, brand new, never been touched before. So why not save with factory refurbished? Number 11, start a tradition instead of exchanging presents with some people. And so in my family, in my dad's side of the family, we have this tradition. It's an OU, Oklahoma University, Santa Claus, and so, having OU Santa in our house, it's actually pretty funny. Every year somebody gets OU Santa at Christmas time, and they have to keep it for the full year, and it has to be prominently displayed somewhere in the house. And the word is, if somebody comes to your house, one of the family members comes to your house, and OU Santa isn't prominently displayed, your children or your grandchildren get told that there's no Santa. I know, it's kind of evil. Never happened, obviously, but everybody's a good sport. Last year, Mauricio and I got it, so we displayed it behind the television, and sadly, now it's down where my parents are, and we never go down there because of, 2020 and trying to keep my parents healthy. And so we don't have to look at it. My dad is ever so bitter about that because he has to see it. It's sitting right behind his television. Number 12. Shop early, shop alone, and shop with a ton of time. This combination will actually save you huge amounts of money. When you are rushed, you will just buy and grab and not think about the price. When you have plenty of time in advance to shop, you can hunt for the perfect gift in your price range. And when you're by yourself, you're a lot more patient. If you have a kid going, can I have that? Can I have that? Can I have that? It ends up getting expensive. Take it from me. I know. Number 13, homemade gifts actually rock. Now, one of my very favorite gifts to give as a homemade present is this DIY instant hot chocolate, and it's made from scratch, and I put it in ball jars and decorate it, and it makes an amazing gift. Number 14, focus on the immediate family. This one's hard for us, and that is making sure that our immediate family is taken care of, and then maybe the extended family gets a nice card or some cookies or maybe some of that hot chocolate mix that I talked about before. Number 15, consider your wrapping. So wrapping paper and gift bags are super, super expensive, and sure, you can reuse ones you've gotten from years before, and that's pretty much free. But if you have to go out and buy wrapping paper and things like that, it becomes very expensive very quickly. So what I suggest is getting a big roll of butcher paper, and using it to wrap all your presents all year long. It's fantastic. And you can decorate it any way you want. You can make potato stamps. Do you remember doing that when you were a kid? I loved potato stamping. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Or you could just leave the wrapping white and use a pretty bow or use some ribbon. And also, Santa doesn't have to wrap presents. I'm just saying, you can put Santa's presents can be under the tree unwrapped. So number 16 will not help you this year, but it'll be a huge tip for next year, and that is start early. We in the Valencia household make our Christmas budget in January, and we start saving in January. That way, when it comes time to shop for Christmas, we already have all that money set aside and we're ready to go. So if you'd like to see that recipe where I DIY'd my hot cocoa, I will link that right over here, and I'll see you in the next one.